Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love indie makeup, especially really shifty and shiny eyeshadows. And today I'm going to be doing the makeup tier list. This has been floating around for the last few months on YouTube, and I will put up some of the videos that inspire me in the description box. I'm not really sure who started it, but I know this has been around for a while. So it seems like people have been coming up with their own tier pieces or parts. I'm not sure what to call it, so that's what I'm going to be doing as well. Some of them are kind of borrowed from others, but I did just word mine differently, so let me actually move over so I can put it up on the screen. First and the best tier is Give Me Everything, and then after that is Mostly Hits, Some Misses, and then Intrigued, then Needs Improvement, Meh, basically like whatever, and then Side Eyeing, or basically not buying, no thank you, there's multiple things wrong here, not getting my money. So let's start off. I have a lot of indie brands written down here, and some of these I have tried multiple products from, some just certain products, and then some I haven't tried anything from. So I think for the most part it seems like that's the case among other people as well. Obviously, if it's something like Intrigued, then you might not have tried that brand yet. So let's start off with Cleona. They're mostly known for their eyeshadows. They do have some highlighters as well as some brushes, and I have experience with their brushes as well as mostly their jeweled multi-chromes or the stained glass collection. I have two of their regular shimmers, so I obviously can't speak upon their whole entire collection and everything they have to offer, but I'm sure, as you can guess, they're definitely under Give Me Everything. I mean, just give me everything shiny, shifty, sparkly, just yes, I want it. This is a brand that is definitely one of my absolute favorite brands out there existing among indies as well as mainstream brands. I just really love this brand, and I'm really looking forward to see what they come out with in the future. So, and I'm sure that I will definitely be wanting it. Next up, we have Odin's Eye. Now, Odin's Eye is a little weird because I've just been really wanting to try them since I saw a lot of other YouTubers really try the brand out and sing their praises. However, I just feel like every time they come out with an eyeshadow palette, it doesn't quite speak to me. It's just never exactly a hit. And I've also heard some very mixed experiences with their customer service. I have purchased one of their new lipsticks and the 3 highlighters, which I'm actually not keeping because I just have so many highlighters. So the lipstick is really nice, but I'm gonna say needs improvement because I just feel like they're not just pushing it enough for me personally. So next up we have Terra Moons, and this one also going under Give Me Everything. I love everything. Their eyeshadows are just so stunning, and they also have some lip products I have yet to try, but I'm really intrigued. So they're going under Give Me Everything because pretty much, let's be honest, I've been buying every collection that's been coming out. And the next onto Menagerie Cosmetics, they're actually going to be going under Mostly Hits and Some Misses, and that's because those like duochrome eyeshadows, one of them was in that Pastel Pup, I can't remember what they're called. I did not like them. I know that they kind of basically reformulated them right after they launched that palette, and I had the older version and they were just super flaky and they really accentuated my skin texture. They were really not that like shiny and really shifty. I just think that it was not really the greatest formula for me, especially having experience with their matte formula and their metallic formula. I do really enjoy their metallic formula, but sometimes it's not the best. And sometimes I also have issues with their mattes being patchy, so they're going under this. But overall, I really love them. I love their aesthetic. I love the brand. I love the packaging, and they have some really beautiful color stories. Sometimes those color stories can be also a little bit of a miss, so that's why they're under this tier. And then Killer Queens, I just wanted to talk about them because they've been definitely like coming to the forefront a little bit more recently because of their whole multi-chrome duochrome $120 palette. This brand just straight up rubs me the wrong way from the beginning. There's just a lot of weird stuff that's happened. They've made a GoFundMe. They've also, their shipping is just really all over the place. They're not really good at updating people on their shipping. And then also the way that they handled the feedback on the price tag of the $120 palette. They basically just called out Cleona and were like, well, all these other indie brands are charging $30 for an eyeshadow, which by the way, it's not $30. So that's also throwing out a total like wrong number out there. And it was just really shady of them because they're comparing themselves to indie brands that are hand making their eyeshadows, so that's a whole different thing because their eyeshadows in that palette are not handmade. It's also questionable if they've even tried the brand or if they're just like, oh well, all these indie brands are charging this much money, I want to make this much money off of eyeshadows too, so they're going under side eyeing. And also my friend here on YouTube, Betsy, I will link her channel and her video down below. She did talk about her daughter ordered their liner palette, which also that palette is so expensive. Just for some liners, I feel like it's a bit excessive, and her daughter had a really horrible just customer experience experience with the brand and the shipping and just the brand giving them really the runaround. So she did do a video, so this is going under side eyeing. I will not be purchasing. Next up, let's talk about Juvia's Place. They seem to release quite a bit often. I have some mixed feelings on their formula. There's definitely some hits and misses. I'm not as excited about them as I used to be, like, you know, 4 years ago, where they were just like really coming into the spotlight. But now I'm gonna put them under mostly hits and some misses. I really don't like their matte formula, especially their like deeper shades in their palettes just were really patchy for me. I did not have a good time. I have not purchased for that reason any eyeshadow palettes from them in some time, but I have tried some of their other products like their eyeshadow primer, and they also have come out with lipsticks, which the lipsticks are absolutely amazing. Highly recommend. So they're going under mostly hits and some misses. Next up, we have Veena Cosmetics. I've only tried their eyeshadows, their mattes, and as well as their multi-chromes and their regular shimmers, and they're definitely going under Give Me Everything. I just want everything. Everything Davina. Davina is one of those brands, just like Cleona, Terra Moons, where I'm just obsessed with all the products they come out with. I think Davina is just really affordable, and they also are really high quality, so they're just under Give Me Everything, because let's be honest, I'm also going to be buying pretty much everything they come out with in the future. Next up, let's talk about Lethal Cosmetics. I have tried their liquid multi-chromes. I've tried their eyeshadows. I have yet to try their lip products. I've also tried their gel eyeliners, which they're really great, but they dry out really quickly. Like, you're gonna need to mix them in to kind of revive them, because I've had mine for only a few months and they're already drying up in the jars. That's not the best. I have pretty much almost all of their matte eyeshadows. I don't have all their shimmers because the shimmers just look like they're not shiny, sparkly enough for me. And then I did not have the greatest time with some of the shades from the liquid multi-chrome, so I'm gonna put them under mostly hits and some misses. Then we have Glam Light, and part of me loves the food theme. Like, it's really fun, and I like the packaging sometimes. Sometimes it can be a little bit like too much. I have tried a couple of their palettes. The mattes are really nice. The shimmers are really beautiful, but my Paint Pro palette, which is the second like rainbow paint palette that they have, that one, I don't love the mattes in there. Just something about it. I feel like there's just other like bright, colorful eyeshadows. I prefer like a matte formula that I prefer. And I just feel like overall, there seems to be some repetition starting with a lot of their newer eyeshadow palettes that they've been releasing. There just seems to be quite a bit of crossovers. So I'm going to put them under needs improvement, because I think that they could improve their packaging a little bit more. I just think maybe elevate it just a little bit. And as well as their color stories, I would really love to see some more fun color stories that is not just a rainbow palette, that is not just like a all neutral palette or something like that. Like, I would like to see a little bit more variety from them. And then next up is Makeup Geek, and I'm gonna put them under needs improvement as well, because I have pretty much all the eyeshadows from them, the matte eyeshadows from the Matrix systems, and they're okay. The formula's okay. I find that I have issues with this formula here and there depending on the eyeshadow primer I'm using. And I have tried a bunch of their other products, but they have kind of recently rebranded, and so there's some new products that are coming, you know, down the pipeline. But the highlighters that I have from them also, like, they really accentuated my skin texture. I wasn't a fan of those, so I'm gonna put them under needs improvement because of those two. And also in terms of just packaging and the way that they're marketing their products, it just feels really bland. There's nothing special. There's nothing new and exciting and unique that they're coming out with, and the way that they're presenting it, I would like to really see them amp it up to some of these other brands that are just doing a really beautiful job with photography, packaging, and just paying attention to those finer details for the consumer experience, really. Then we have Kaleidos Makeup. I love Kaleidos. I absolutely love their packaging. Their packaging is just such a treat to look at, and I'm just always in awe and just like what they come out with. And they also have some really great products. The only product I haven't liked from them is the eyeshadow primer base, whatever. I really don't like that one. It just, even with their eyeshadows, it really wasn't good. I love their highlighters, I love their eyeshadow palettes, and some things I have already purchased before I actually started receiving PR, which has been really exciting. But even if I had not received PR, I would have been purchasing a lot of these products that they have been releasing. So they're definitely under Give Me Everything, because I really love their whole entire vibe. And so those are all the indie brands on my list that I wanted to talk about in this makeup tier list. But let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a part 2, because there are so many different indie brands out there that I could talk about. Maybe some of the other indie brands that are like you know, sold in Sephora, or and just kind of mix them and just not be like only the handmade indie brands, but also the other indie brands that are bigger, a little bit more mainstream. And also let me know if you would like to see a mainstream only brand version of this, because those are a whole different ball game. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's lots of indie makeup content on my channel you don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.